Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ́ àti àdá kò ì pé o, kò ì pé o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ́ àti àdá kò ì pé o, kò ì pé o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Láìsí iyán àti ẹ̀gúsí kò ì pé o, kò ì pé o. Iyán àtẹ̀bà ló ń jẹ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò jẹyán á jẹ̀bà tó tutù. Ìṣápá láìsí iyán àti ẹ̀gúsí kò ì pé o, kò ì pé o.
You are all welcome to IAR&T. And IAR&T is basically known for its drive by research as well as transfer of proven technologies to our end users. All these in a bid to improve agricultural produce and productivity for people in the southwestern region across Nigeria as well as every Nigerian as a whole. You're welcome to this occasion. It is instructive for us to know that IAR&T has been known for varietal development. Recently, we've released some of our varieties in cowpea as well as kenna. And this occasion is based on maize variety release or development.
IAR&T has released another trade development of new maize varieties. This is to improve farmers' income and their productivity. So you are all welcome.
Thank you. The representative of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, who happens to be the coordinator of the ministry here in Oyo State, Mrs. Capo. Okay, Dr. Capo. The IAR&T management team, the head of programs, the professors that are here with us, head of units, ladies and gentlemen, the gentlemen and women of the press, and every other one, our farmers that are here with us. I am highly delighted to welcome you to a briefing on the recently released varieties of maize in the Institute. The Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, otherwise known as IAR&T, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ibadan, is one of the university-based Multi-Commodity Agricultural Research Institute in Nigeria, with national mandates on the use and management of soil and water resources for sustainable agriculture and genetic improvement of cane. The zonal mandates of the Institute includes genetic improvement of maize, cowpea, and other leguminous crops adapted to humid ecologies of the southern part of Nigeria. Improvement of trypano-tolerant livestock for enhanced production and productivity. Farming system research and extension activities. Value addition to particularly mandate crops. Coordinates the farming system and extension activities in the southwestern zone of Nigeria. With mandate for farming system research and extension activities, IAR&T research into domestic industrial utilization of crop and livestock for improvement productivity, food and nutrition security, income generation, and poverty mitigation with emphasis on resource-limited farmers and households. The Institute research activities are demand-driven, targeted at solving specific production and utilization constraints and challenges for agricultural sustainable growth and economic development. Over the years, the Institute has developed several novel technologies for uptake by various stakeholders, such as farmers, artisans, industrialists, seed companies, agricultural produce users, food processors, and food consumers. The technologies generated from these research findings have been deployed extensively for capacity building of farmers and entrepreneurs through training and empowerment initiatives of the Institute. At the 32nd and 36th meeting of National Committee on Naming, Registration and Release of Crop Varieties and Livestock Breeds, held on the 28th and 22nd June 2023 respectively, the committee approved the official release of 2 newly developed fall armyworm tolerant open pollinated maize varieties into the national seed system and for use by farmers in Nigeria. The technologies are pertinent to the improvement of maize production and the attainment of food and nutritional security of Nigeria and other sub-African regions. Fall armyworm is an invasive insect pest of crops, especially maize, causing massive damage to maize plants all over the world, where temperature is above 8 degrees Celsius. The pest has been ravaging maize and causing yield and economic loss estimated in billions of US dollars globally. Many thousands of hectares of maize farms have been lost in Nigeria to fall armyworm since 2016. Several attempts have been made to prevent and/or control the pest through use of chemicals, botanicals, and cultural practices without appreciable success. Host plant resistance has been identified as the most reliable, eco-friendly, and economically viable option for the African farmers. On these premises, 2 open pollinated varieties of fall armyworm tolerant maize developed in collaboration with International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, were evaluated and selected for registration and release to farmers. The beneficiaries of these technologies are the seed companies, produce aggregators, processors, and farmers. The two technologies are open pollinated varieties that will enable farmers to plant seeds from safe seeds for at least another generation. The outstanding characteristics of the maize varieties are as described. ARTMAZ 01 is a medium maturing white fall armyworm tolerant open pollinated maize variety adapted to rainforest, Guinea Savannah, and Sudan Savannah agro-ecologies. It has the potential grain yield of 7.3 tons per hectare under best agronomic practices. Aside for its ability to tolerant to fall armyworm tolerant infestation, it can also withstand other pests and diseases such as stem borers, mixed virus, rust, leaf blight, and curvularia leaf spots. ARTMAZ 02, adapted to rainforest, Guinea Savannah, and Sudan Savannah agroecologies, is also a medium maturing yellow version of the 4 armyworm tolerant open pollinated maize variety with potential grain yield of 9 tons per hectare under best agronomic practices. It can similarly tolerate other pests and diseases such as stem borers, maize virus, rust, leaf blight, and curvularia leaf spots that are common to Nigeria agro-environment. Gentlemen of the press, I wish to register my profound gratitude to the federal government of Nigeria through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development for the support of these breakthroughs. I wish to appreciate our farmers who have been relating with us on constant basis and actively participating in our research and extension activities. I specifically appreciate the collaborating agencies, farmers, and partners, especially and the Agricultural Development Program and Authority in northern and southern parts of the country. The significant roles of participating farmers during on-farm evaluation and selection of these promising maize varieties are worthy of note. I want to assure them of our willingness and readiness to technically backstone them on good agricultural practices. The doors of the Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, Ibadan, are open to partners for funding and technical collaboration to enable us to do more sustainable agribusiness towards national economic growth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to congratulate all stakeholders on this landmark achievement and to enjoin members of the public to take advantage of this new technology's breakthrough to boost maize production. Thank you and God bless.
I want to appreciate the Institute of Agriculture Research and Training for a job well done. It is a very good thing. It's a very good thing that you are actually doing this research and the farmers are benefiting from it. So once again, thank you very much for a job well done. Thank you that we are seeing the results, the practical results of all the research that you are doing. I extend the regards, the greetings of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Ernest Afolabi Umakihe, and all the directors in Abuja.
I just want to ask, what do we expect as the positive impact of this particular unveiling? Because we have had series of, government research institutes coming up with new innovations. But at the end of the day, some of these things, they usually stop there. That is one. Secondly, there is problem of food insecurity in Nigeria. Majority of the farmers, they are now moving from the villages, the farm, to the city. Even the lands are no more available. The land that we're supposed to use for agricultural purposes, they are being, turned to estates of all sorts of all kinds. Go to a rural road from Ibadan, go to Oyo, go to everywhere in Ibadan. So, what will be your recommendations in order to address this problem? Thank you.
This new maize variety is very promising. With all these characteristics that is being read out concerning 2 new varieties. I want to ask, is it now out for farmers to buy a seed? This is planting season. People will be planting maize now. Can we get it in the seed store to buy by farmers? Because we know the early one that this maize that is developed for. It's a crisis that occurs in the farm at any moment once maize is planted and there is a nation of rain. So please, we want to hear about that.
How do we reduce maize, get that to our farmers? We have farmers spread all over our state, not only in Ibadan. Even the information, how will it get to our farmers? I was expecting to get here and see probably the Agric-Extension Department of the Ministry of Agric to be here. We don't have ADP in our state again, but we see that an existing Agric-Extension Department in the Ministry of Agriculture. I was expecting their representatives to be here so that they help me to spread this information. And the second question I would have loved to ask is it more available? Planting season is going, we are in the middle of August. We don't always encourage farmers to plant late in August. So if we want to inform our farmers, our colleagues who want to plant that, they want to plant, if they get channel, they'll be able to get some quantities.
When will this maize, how long does it take the maize to germinate and be ready for consumption?
First question is the particular impact of this particular, the release of the maize variety. One is that it will assist in solving the problem of the food security, which is all over. And we know of recent, the president just declared the state of food security in the country. With this, it will assist them in solving this problem. Because when farmers have access to good seed, planting materials, have access to inputs, definitely the yield will be increased. They will have more money to attend to other things, and people will have more food in the market. Now, there's another thing that all the lands have been converted to estates. You are correct, because majority feels that in farming doesn't bring money to them. So with this technology which is out now, if you say our intention is to have a sustainable agri-business, and when you make agri very interesting to farmers, to youth, definitely they will go into it. And there will be a stoppage in converting farmland into estates. One thing we want to make the business very interesting, and for them to come in and be able to earn an income from it. Now the other question is, can we get the seed for farmers now? I would say for this planting season, it is no. But because the seed has just been released, and so we need to, we cannot produce it before it is being approved, evaluated, and released. So we are promising that during the next planting season, it should be available to farmers. And how can it get to our farmers? You talk about us inviting the of the Ministry of Agri. We invite them, and one thing about it is that before we even get to farmers, we work with the ADPs. They don't have ADPs here again, but we have the extension section of the ministry, which we work hand in hand with, because we do capacity building of farmers. And by this, if we're going to different local governments, we have to get into the section like this within Oyo State. And with other states in the southwestern zone, we go through the ADP. So we are particularly linked with them. We work hand in hand with this organization. And while we were presenting, I said we work and we appreciated the Agri Development Authority, which is for that of Lagos and that of Oyo State. Now, how long does it take to mature? I will give that to the breeder, to one of the breeder that worked on the...
For end of the week, they will germinate. They are very prolific. The first one, ARTMAZ 101, that's the white version. The two of them are medium maturing varieties. The first one will take between 105 and 110 days, that's 3.5 months. The second one will take between 100 and 105 days.
We want to thank all of us that are here for attending this program. I want to, on behalf of management, thank especially the breeders that have worked on this and the Maize Improvement Program. That's the mother program of the newly released varieties. So I want to say congratulations and more grace to your elbows. Thank you for raising the standards in our dear institute.
Very laudable achievements that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture releases funds from time to time for funding the research. And these people are actually doing the research work, and it does not end as paper and documents on their tables, but we are actually seeing the results of their research. We are seeing the results of their research, and farmers are getting the outcome. They are getting the outcome, and it helps them. The plants improve varieties of these crops, and then it translates into improved yield, and everybody benefits from it. It solves the problem of food insecurity. So it's a very laudable achievement, and the ministry is very happy about it.
Ti ráìsì kò gbọ́dọ̀ kọjá, wọ́n jẹun, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ roboto.